Hi everyone, welcome back to Loca-Love, Volume 3, Episode 6. So, Ichitaro just confessed to Yachiyo and Yachiyo will accept it. And I wonder if Ichitaro is only doing it to make the goddess happy. So, for many episodes, this goddess has been trying to get Ichitaro and Yachiyo together, saying that you two are a perfect match. So, despite Yachiyo being upset with what the goddess is doing to her, so possessing her and making her say strange things, Yachiyo still wants the goddess around. So, she is worried that people are going to express more doubts about their shrine, so the charms of misfortune, and if it gets worse, then they'll stop believing in the gods and goddesses completely, and this goddess will disappear, and the prayers and charms will become useless. And Ichitaro shares Yachiyo's dream about, well, I don't want that to happen. I want to turn this place into a success. So let's see how it goes from here. So let's hear more of Yachiyo's answer to Ichitaro's confession. So first, she says, as she speaks, tears brim in the corners of her eye. And something about her cute, flush face glistening with the trails of fallen tears makes my chest swell. So I love you too. I also believe in the gods, and I want to work together with you, and I want us to be together. Her answer could not have been more perfect. And I feel a warm glow rise through my body. So, Yachiyo? And as she begins to make our relationship official, I feel a pang of exhilaration run up my spine. And it looks like the goddess possesses Yachiyo, so well done! And suddenly Yachiyo yells to me. The intensity of her voice takes me aback. Wait, so this is not what I expected her to say. Yachiyo, so you're glowing. Wait, so what's going on? So now that this happened, I can finally... And before she can finish speaking, light bursts forth from Yachiyo. Hi everyone. So unfortunately, I had to cut out some parts early in the episode, and it kind of reminded me about what happened in LoveKami the original. So if you remember how Sota, the main character, first met Inari. So they went to the rooftop, and I think it was his childhood friend, I forgot her name, who offered prayers, and when Inari appeared, she was naked, and it took some wrestling to get Inari to be dressed up. So the same is what happened here. So the goddess made her appearance naked, and likewise, Yachiyo's not happy because, well, you're taking him away, you're seducing him, and he just confessed to me, so it's not fair that you're using your features to win him. And now the goddess is finally dressed up, so let's see how it goes from here. A strange sound echoes out across the courtyard, and suddenly the goddess is dressed up. So the goddess loved being naked because I want to be free. I want to fully express myself. Her outfit is like nothing I've ever seen before. A cross between flowing heavenly robes and a traditional kimono. Okay, so despite me being dressed up, my divinity won't be suppressed. And seeing her like this, I've got no choice but to agree with that statement. And she looks like a true goddess. So it was you. Or it is you. So, hello, Yachiyo.
一太郎から聞いてはおるじゃろが、いかにもわしがここの祭神じゃ。
So, why have you decided to appear now? Even though I've spoken to the goddess before through Yachiyo, I'm finding it difficult to articulate my thoughts. And as I struggle to speak, the goddess laughs. She opens a paper fan and elegantly waves it over herself with the grace of a butterfly wing.
言うたでやろう。ここんとこ信じてもらえとらんから、このままではわしの力が失われてしまう。
So because of all those misfortunes and people expressing doubts about their beliefs, my powers were weakened, and I didn't have enough power to materialize as a stand-alone figure.
逆に信じてもらえれば力は増すのじゃ。
But thanks to your confession, I gained my strength. So, one success. I see.
今、私たちが。
The goddess strikes a celebratory pose.
お主らがわしを信じ、そして結ばれてくれたから、失われつつあった力が戻ったのじゃ。
There you go. And I wonder if this confession and romance is Sakimitama powers for the goddess. So if you remember from LoveKami, goddesses are fueled by Sakimitama powers, and if the people believe in the goddesses, they adore, admire the goddess, then she gains powers in return. And likewise, in LoveKami, Inari loved wearing bear clothing because it would attract Sota, and every time Sota admired Inari got Sakimitama powers in return. And I'm sure his child friend isn't happy with that. So again, a strange fanfare noise emanates from an unknown location.
なので、ヤチヨにおりんくてもこうして単独で権限できるようになったわけじゃな。というても、あくまでもヤチヨというよりしがあってのことじゃがの。今の世の中、神が姿を結ぶのは結構大変なんじゃ。汚れなき巫女の霊力を借りねばままならん。それは、はい。なんとなく理屈はわかりますけど。
So I think I understand. So we don't need to worry about you fading out of existence anymore. She seems powerful enough And the fanfare that seems to follow her around is back in full force.
いらんことはない。
But I'm sure that's not enough. So, one confession.
戻ったと言うてもまだまだじゃ。もともとのわしはもっと神々しいでの。
So there you go. One is not enough. So I need more to be able to regain my full strength.
お主ら、見たいか？わしに力を取り戻してほしいか？
So I wonder what the goddess will be like if she does reach her full strength. That's not what I said.
はい、立場的にも。
So anyways, what can we do now?
では、この調子。この調子じゃ。
So strengthen your bonds. And as the goddess speaks, she thrusts her fan towards us. So dumbstruck, I wait for her to continue.
お主ら、もっとじゃ。もっと仲を深めるのじゃ。
So basically, all you did was confess. So you need to be more couple-like. You need to dive deeper. So
わしのおかげで結ばれたつがいじゃと誰が見ても信じるほどに愛し合ってみせるのじゃ。さすればわし完全復活じゃ。さあ行けお主ら、レッツ甘々い茶つきじゃ。
And I wonder where she's gained this idea from because it sounds very wrong. So my problem is that why is she just relying on Yachiyo and Ichitaro to regain her powers? I'm sure there are other couples who come to the shrine, and if Yachiyo and Ichitaro, and maybe the whole Shizuke family, can help bring those couples together and have trust in the charms, then that would be even better and more logical for the goddess to regain her strength. Because it's making it already uncomfortable for Ichitaro and Yachiyo. Okay, so we are finally at the opening video for this volume. So the prologue lasted a long time, so 5.5 episodes, and I believe the prologue was all about getting the goddess to make her appearance. So she tried her best to bring Yachiyo and Ichitaro together, and when she succeeded in getting them to confess to each other, she gained enough power to make her appearance, or materialize. So now going forward, I'm sure we're going to focus more on the romantic aspects of Yachiyo and Ichitaro. So, hold on for a minute. Okay, so I'm back from the opening video, and it is quite interesting to see that Yachiyo's volume has aspects of LoveKami. So that was a big Poltop brand, and Poltop made 4 titles. So the 3 on Steam from one novel are the spin-offs from the original title, and that was released around 2010 or 2011, right before If My Heart Had Wings, and that title is not in HD. So using LoveKami as reference, this goddess is trying to get Yachiyo and Ichitaro even closer together, and by deepening their bond, it will allow this goddess to receive Sakimitama powers, and if the goddess gets enough of this power, it will allow her to reach her full strength. So let's see how this goddess is going to bring Yachiyo and Ichitaro even closer together. So now we both know how we feel about each other. Okay? It went pretty well for my first ever confession of love. So what is going on now? I'll look after her if you let me, sir. I lower my head respectfully towards the head priest. And Yachiyo has had a sheltered childhood. She's certainly a daddy's girl. And for some reason, I don't think the head priest is the type of person who thinks people should be dating in high school. Okay, so they're trying to get permission from the parents of Yachiyo to allow this romance or relationship to continue. And perhaps his stance on this sort of thing is the reason why Yachiyo wonders if she is even capable of love. So, please, sir? I continue to bow deeply and in front of the gnarly old man, and there's nothing else I can do. And now I wait for his response. So what will he say? Okay, so it's the goddess who's pushing them. The shrine god or goddess is very keen to see our relationship blossom. So you should let everyone know. So, in other words, you want us to flirt openly in public to everyone. So you want them to notice how in love we are, right? Yep. Well, then I guess we will have to. But first things first, we need to get your father's permission to start dating. I guess. So things would be so much easier if a literal goddess just appeared in front of the head priest and demanded his blessing. So maybe you should do the job. Sorry, can't do. So now we are here trying to obtain Yachiyo's father's consent. And it's a big fat no. And as expected, this is not going to be easy.
最近ヤチオの様子が変だとは思っていたが、すべて君の仕業だったのか。
So wait, so you caused Yachiyo to change for the worse, right?
私が許したのはあくまでも居候までだ。誰がヤチオをたぶらかせと言ったかね。それとも最初からそのつもりだったとでも言うのか。だとしたら即刻我が家から出て行ってもらいたい。
So he's actually trying to drive me away from his family and from Yachiyo.
お父さん。でも、一太郎くんのことは彼のご両親からも。
私はお預かりすると約束しただけに過ぎない。大事な娘に手を出してよいとは一言も言っていないのだ。
So that was not part of the plan.
まだ手を出してはいただいてません。それに私も同じ気持ち。
お前をそんなはしたない不死だらな娘に育てた覚えはない。
So Yachiyo falls silent at the harsh words of her father's. Let's see. Sink in. Yachiyo's reaction speaks volumes about her parents' strict discipline. So she's been brought up to be a model woman, somebody fitting of all feminine virtues of old Japan. And that's why I have to say something. Okay, so first, Yachiyo is not a whore. And I look at the head priest straight in the eyes as I reply. So if she was, then I would not have been so attracted to her.
一太郎くん。
どうあれまだ早い。八千代には叱るべき時に叱るべき相手を見つける。
But she's too young. Well, I'm not good enough for her.
そういうわけではないが。
Well, it sounds like it. So I've fallen in love with your daughter because of the wonderful person she has brought up to be. And for that, I am eternally grateful. So thank you for for raising the perfect woman. Are you flattering me? So I stand here before you as a man and I humbly ask for your blessing, sir.
それとこれとは話が別だ。
Well, that's it. So no more of this talk.
お父さん、私からもお願いします。
八千代は黙っていなさ。
胸を張っていたいんです。お父さんたちにこう育ててもらったからこそ好きになってもらえて、お父さんに許しをもらえれば、もうクラスでどれだけ浮いてしまっていても胸を張っていられますから。
待て、そのクラスでもというのはなんだね。
Wait, so what's with this? You're having problems at school, so that's news. So Yachiyo does not really fit in with the rest of her classmates.
それは取材などのせいか。
But so didn't those interviews help her?
そんなの別に気にしてないって言ってたんです。でも本当はそれがとても辛くて。
So I tried to brush it off, but it's getting too hard to bear.
そんな時、一太郎くんが私に寄り添ってくれて。
そんなことが気がつかなかった。
そういうことを娘が言える親ではなかったかもしれませんよ。我々は。
So it looks like the head priestess or the mom is trying to chime in. So Yachiyo's mother interjects in an attempt to pacify the situation. And her husband makes a face like somebody sucking a particularly ripe lemon.
お前は黙っていなさい。
Well, you too, be quiet.
はい、あなた。
だが我々では察してあげられなかったことがあったというのは分かった。一太郎くんが力になってくれたというのも。
ですからお父さん。
だがヤチヨはまだ子供だ。だからまだ男女交際は早い。
But still, you are a small child. Wait, Yachiyo's not a child anymore.
それは。
Hey, you be quiet, so let me speak. So she's a young woman, and she's also older than me. So that's a fact.
だがまだこんなに小さいのに。
But she looks small still. So Yachiyo's size has nothing to do with her maturity. So to me, she's a beautiful and unique woman.
私から見ればまだ子供だ。だからまだ早い。嫁に行くのは早い。
And it sounds like the head priest is losing, so he's trying to desperately come up with some explanation. And it's like, well, she's small and she looks small, so she's too young to get into relationships. And could it be that due to her small size? Well, that's true. So the head priest has trouble recognizing his daughter as a young adult. And because of that, he feels he still has control over her personal affairs. Okay, so you're right, sir. So Yachiyo does not have the appearance of a fully developed woman.
そうだろう。だからまだ。
Well, now you get it. But she has the demeanor of a wife, and she looks after me as if I were her husband. And every morning she makes sure to go check that I get up on time, and I passionately extol all of Yachiyo's womanly virtues. So obviously I skip over the parts where, okay, no more of this. And what's more, fate has bound us together. And I've left the best arguments until the end. So the gods have blessed our love, and the recent rumors regarding the charms of misfortune do not apply to us.
確かに正直なところ、その噂については何とかしたいと思ってはいたが。
So now you've brought up a good point. So yeah, I know about the charms having misfortune, and so yes, so we are the poster relationship. Proof that the gods still exist.
とにかく私は嫌なんだ。まだこんな小さいヤチヨが。
Okay, so the head priest has really lost his stance. So now he's just coming up with random excuses. And he's still sticking with the Yachiyo's small and can't go on relationships. Well, this might surprise you, but little Yachiyo is actually old enough to get married. And the head priest finally seems to realize that he cannot hold on to his baby girl forever. And basically, he does not want Yachiyo to get married yet. He doesn't want any other men taking care of her. And I understand this feeling all too well, and as a man, I feel the same protective impulses. So Yachiyo is as important to me as she is to you, and I never want to lose her. So I ask again. So please, sir, give our relationship your blessing. And again, I stand in front of the head priest, head bowed. So will he accept it now? And I wonder how many more times I will have to do this.
わかった。
Fine. Okay, so he finally accepts it. Okay, the battle is won, and the head priest has finally relented. And I face Yachiyo and take her hand in mine. I never want to let go. So, it was very obvious that the head priest was losing because near the end, he was scrambling for some reason to justify why he opposes a relationship between Yachiyo and Ichitaro. So, he does have some points because he really loves his daughter, but he kind of restricts her freedom too extensively, and at the same time, he has no idea that Yachiyo is suffering all along, so he thought all the things that he's putting on Yachiyo is for the good of her, so the interviews, but he had no idea that at the same time, it really makes Yachiyo too distant to everyone else, so her classmates. And I also like how the head priest can sense that, yeah, so you do have a point about the charms of misfortune. And I wonder if he condones the idea that, well, we're doing this relationship to show the gods and goddesses that these charms don't cause misfortune, or the rumors are false. So anyways, it is now the next morning. And I wonder why Yachiyo's crying. So Yachiyo has come to wake me up as usual, but I notice tears welling in her eyes. Okay, so there's no need to cry today, Yachiyo.
思い出しちゃってまさか許してもらえるなんて
I know, so it is, or it surprised me too. Yachiyo has always been the apple of her father's eye, okay? And due to this protective nature, he's always been very strict with his daughter. There you go. And she's so important to him, he never wanted to let her spread her wings. And yet, we managed to get him to approve of our relationship. So he did realize that, well, maybe you're right. So I've been looking at her as a child, and I didn't realize that she's grown up and it's time for her to spread out and basically let her be more independent.
全部あなたのおかげです
Well, I meant every word of which... Oh, so what I said. And I'll never let you go, Yachiyo.
ありがとうございます
So thank you very much.
というわけでじゃ
And what business does the goddess have now? So she appeared out of nowhere. Ah, wait, don't sneak up on us like this.
第一関門は無事クリアじゃあとはお主ら分かってくれておるな
And at this point, she's being pushy, so come on, there's more to do, so Well, we know.
神様のために皆さんの前でイチャついてみせます。
へえ、それは本当かい？
Okay, so they're trying to display their love to everyone. So first, the parishioners.
本当です。父に許しももらっています。
And I hope it doesn't mean that Yachiyo takes a dive in her performance. So she doesn't give the same blessings that are of high quality like before. Okay, so we are officially dating, aren't we, Yachiyo?
はい。
Yes?
あら、まあ
Wow, so a young couple, says Parishioner B. And it's morning in the shrine courtyard, and the early bird parishioners are arriving as usual, and we are publicly announcing our relationship.
やっぱり一太郎くんが居候し始めたのがきっかけで。
So you two are a perfect fit, and this was expected. So seeing Yachiyo every day is, or certainly is not a bad thing. But most of all, we have the gods to thank for this.
お、そうなのかい？
Really? The bond between us has been fostered since childhood, and since I started living with her, I've been guided down the path of love. But most of all, we carry these charms. So, show him, Yachiyo. And I fished the shrine's love charm out of my samue and display it for the parishioners to see.
こういうことです。
Okay, so here's mine. Yachiyo waves an identical charm in the air. So both our charms come from someone else. So Yachiyo's is from Artagawa-san and mine comes from Kojika. And in the end, we decide to keep them as a symbol of our love.
なるほどな。二人で同じお守り持ってたのもきっかけの一つだったってわけか。
それは確かに神様のおかげね。
And the parishioners are quick to reaffirm their faith, but they are the easiest people to convince of divine intervention. So basically, they already have some feeling that the gods exist. So the bigger challenge is getting the non-believers to believe. So it turns out that the charms of misfortune rumors are just rumors. And now we are together. So hey, Yachiyo, so come here. And laughing happily, I open my arms, inviting her in. And I want to fold into my embrace, and I'll hold her intimately for all to see.
失礼いたします。
Okay, so here I come. Huh? Yachiyo sees my open arms and understands my intentions, but in her enthusiasm, or perhaps panic, she throws her entire body at me like a torpedo. So she just falls into Ichitaro. Wait, that sounds good. And the collision of our bodies come as a shock, but I grin through the thumping pain in my side.
やだもう熱々ね。
Wow, so that's even better. Ha 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 ha. but it is too embarrassing for Yachiyo. And I think we pulled it off. Geez, Yachiyo, my stomach may never be the same again. And I guess that the embarrassment is still getting to her. Okay, so I thought my intestines had exploded. So I think they were forcing it too much. So even though they're trying to find ways to make the goddess happy, so helping her gain her reputation, they're doing it at the expense of being super duper embarrassed. And I nourished my words in the sitting room after finishing our tasks. But it seems fine for now, so don't worry about it too much. Okay, Yachiyo? But still... So it was very humiliating. Yachiyo turns pink and covers her face as she remembers the morning antics. And she really does have a reserved and modest personality. And it's obvious that displaying our love and flirting in front of the other people is really embarrassing for her, but this is important and necessary. Well, one possible explanation is that Ichitaro didn't live in a sheltered life unlike Yachiyo. Oh, so it does faze me, and I get flustered too, you know. And as I explain my feelings to a blushing Yachiyo, a smile broadens across my face. So we're both in the same boat. But anyways, you're just so cute, and I don't feel like I need to hide my affection. Hey, wait a minute. So you're making me more embarrassed, and that's not nice. So do you want me to stop? Oh, so stop teasing me. Then you'll look even cuter. So it's not good to make me so embarrassed because of you wanting to see the cuteness side of me. And before they can say more, the goddess appears. Wait, already? Come on, so keep going. And the sooner you get this through, the sooner I'll regain my powers. Okay, well, if you insist. Yachiyo is definitely concerned about this. Okay, so this is a good place to stop, and we'll see how it goes from here. And my big concern is that it doesn't really look like Yachiyo and Ichitaro are really true lovers, and the things that they're doing, it's more to satisfy the goddess. So they're trying to be a perfect couple close together just so that the goddess can regain her powers. But at least Ichitaro was able to come up with really good reasons about why he wants to be with Yachiyo to the head priest. And the head priest he did have his intentions. It's just that he couldn't fathom the idea that Yachiyo is all grown up. And now he finally accepts it. And I'm not sure what's going to happen next. So, with that in mind, let's see how this relationship continues.